Welcome to the Cryptosphere. This is Cryptogenic coming at you. Today is Thursday, April 22nd at 8:55 p.m. here in sunny California. Folks, there's blood in the water. You see it, you smell it, you're experiencing it. I know this is scary for a lot of people, but I want to begin this video before we talk about the reality of what we are looking at here by saying the sun will come out tomorrow. Bet your bottom dollar that tomorrow there'll be sun. The sun will come out. What am I saying, folks? I know it's scary, but this happens in the crypto market. This happens in the crypto market. I remember back in March of 2020, last year, that bloody turn of events, that black swan event in which everything seemed that it was going to crap. And I was scared to death. I was watching some YouTube crypto person, and everything was falling so sharply. And I remember I was watching him, and he said, I wouldn't be surprised if everything just went to zero and died. And that freaked me out. And I pulled everything out of the market. I mean, I just ran for my life. I panicked. It was flight or fight. Fight or flight, whatever you want to call it. But looking back on that moment, that was the biggest opportunity of my lifetime. If I could go back to that moment where the market just kept falling, and there was no bottom to it. That was it felt like death, but it was actually life. It felt like everything was dying, but it was actually the biggest opportunity of my life. If I simply, number one, knew how to take advantage of it. Yeah. I mean, by the end of that junk, Ethereum was $89. Litecoin was $30, and Bitcoin was $3,900. Do I think it's going to do that again? No, we're not. We're not at that place where it's looking that cataclysmic. We're not there yet. But let me tell you what we are looking at. Jumping into this chart here. Already, when we broke down on April 18th, when we broke down out of this trend, which I was calling a bearish breakdown out of this trend, and I was calling 66,000 as the top, and we stopped at 65,000. There had already been bearish divergence in the RSI that went all the way back to January of this year. So the RSI has been telling us since January, Bitcoin's top is coming in. Bitcoin's top is coming in. And sure enough, I mean, you just never know how many more of these RSI pumps are you going to get before the bottom breaks. But we kept touching this bottom and spiking, and coming back, testing this bottom, and coming back and touching the top, and touching the bottom and touching the top. And finally, on this last time, we broke under the bottom here in the RSI. We have not broken under this bottom, this line of support here in the RSI, since September of 2020. And when we broke under this bottom in September 2020, a couple things happened. First, we broke under the 50-day moving average, which we did here. We haven't broken under the 50-day moving average since September 2020. But not only did we break under the 50-day moving average when this line of support broke down in the RSI in September 2020, we also broke under the 100-day moving average and came down to test the 20-day moving average. Now, just the bearish break out of this trend here gives me a target of $42,000, a 26% depth to this trend. It doesn't mean it has to go that far. It's not automatic. It simply means that that is the target that the break of this trend gives me. So I put this trend line here at $42,000. I mean, this support line here right after we broke this. So this has been here for a few days already. And then yesterday we broke under the 50-day, and I said that looked bearish. And now We've wicked under the 100-day EMA, and we're testing it. Now, I'm going to go back to September 2020 to just take a closer look at what happened there. We broke down under the 50. We broke down under the 100. We tested the 200, but we stayed above it. And because we tested the 200 and stayed above it, we were able to basically end that and break above the 50-day EMA once and for all by October 8th. So it was about a month and a week of choppiness there. Okay? So that could be all that we're going to experience here. Now, from a macro perspective, when I say 66 is Bitcoin's top, I don't mean that that's the end. I mean it's the top before it corrects and resets itself. And so that correction could come down here and test this 42,000 line. And if it does, that should probably coincide with the test of the 200-day EMA. But coming down here, and I'm not saying for sure it's going to do that, but I'm saying that's what it looks like, if I had to guess. And by the way, this is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I hate that I even have to say that, and I forget to say it in most videos, but it's the truth. All right. If we break beneath the 200-day EMA, that's a different story. That's when there's blood in the water. And when I say there's blood in the water, if we break beneath the 200-day EMA, let's find out what happened last time we broke beneath the 200-day EMA. We've got to go back to March of 2020 for that. And if I zoom in there to see what happened, this was that Black Swan event, March of 2020. Look what happened. We were up here and we touched $10,000, and then the market just collapsed. Oops, my phone just fell. And once we broke beneath the 200-day moving average, we dropped another 55%. And that's when Bitcoin went all the way down to 38.55. So if we break beneath this 200-day EMA, it could get real ugly, folks. It could get real ugly for Bitcoin if we break beneath this 200-day EMA. I mean, think about it. If we drop another 55% after we break under there, that's $18,000. Now, do I think that's going to happen? No. But do I know what's going to happen? No. I don't know. All I can do is look at the charts. The MACDs are bearish. RSI is super bearish. We've broken down. This line of support is now resistance. We've punctured the 100-day EMA. We're under the 50-day EMA. It could get pretty choppy, folks. It could get pretty ugly. Now, on the one hand, that's Bitcoin, right? Honestly, we've been expecting that, right? I mean, if that takes us by surprise, we haven't been listening. The problem for me is I don't know how far this correction is going to go in terms of the altcoins. Look at what's happening here with Litecoin. Now, I said this could just be an ABC correction and then we move on out of here. And I thought that's where we were going because we broke above B here. When we broke above B this morning when I woke up, I was rejoicing. My trading group was rejoicing. But then boom, boom, boom. And we came all the way down here to $209 on the news of Biden's proposal to raise capital gains taxes to like 40-something%, which is, I don't even know the details of it, so I don't even want to comment on it. All I'm saying is when we look at this, Litecoin is broken under this support here. In a sense, though, it's still making a higher low. So it's not broken. But the MACDs are bearish. Looking at XRP here, Look at that. I mean, the RSI just dumped. The MACDs have dumped. However, if we zoom out on it a little bit, we see that all we did was just break back within this trend, and this trend is bullish. So XRP breaking back down into this bullish trend would be equivalent to BTC being up here in this trend. If BTC was up here, we wouldn't be saying it's over, it's bearish. No, we just it broke back into this trend. But this trend is bullish. This broke bearish out of a bullish trend. But looking at XRP, all we did was break back into a bullish trend. So XRP's not broken. I just don't know how far back down into this trend we're going to fall. Are we going to retest 78 cents? I don't know. Are we going to break down beneath that? I don't know. How far is Litecoin going to fall? I don't know. How far is BCH going to fall? I don't know. Are we going to break back down beneath this line? I really don't know. And so, looking at Bitcoin, I mean, we drew all these lines days ago, maybe even weeks ago, or maybe more than a week ago, a couple weeks ago, some of these lines. And so, coming to some of these areas, it's not a big deal for Bitcoin. But it's the altcoins that I'm worried about. So looking at this, we're still bullish. We still broke bullish above this. The RSI is making its way down a bit. The MACDs are still bullish. Bitcoin dominance chart, it's bearish. It's bearish. Total crypto market cap, it's still in this bullish trend. It just broke back down into the trend. We just have to figure out how far this will go. But what I think is happening, what I think is getting ready to happen, is that if this is really Bitcoin's real correction, and if it breaks down under the 200-day EMA, I think at a certain point the decoupling is going to happen, and the altcoins are going to separate themselves from Bitcoin. Because basically, and we've been saying for a while, I've been saying for a while, I believe, that when Bitcoin goes into its initial correction, initially the altcoins are going to follow it. But the altcoins are going to turn around and leave Bitcoin behind. That's what I think is getting ready to happen now. And the last thing I'll say is even Bitcoin, if Bitcoin dumps down to 30,000, 25,000, I don't know how far down it'll go. When it gets finished dumping, it's going to turn around and it's going to take off again. And I think honestly, Bitcoin is not finished. I don't think 65 is the all-time top for Bitcoin. I don't think it's even the top for this year for Bitcoin. I think if Bitcoin dumps 50%, it'll turn around and explode. And I think the next move is going to take Bitcoin over $100,000. My macro chart takes Bitcoin to $250,000 by January 1st, 2022. Am I sure that's going to happen? No. I just suspect that's going to happen, and I don't think it's over for Bitcoin. I really don't. So even if you're holding Bitcoin and you just hold it through this whole thing, I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm telling you that if you've been in this crypto market for any amount of time, you're not worried about this. I mean, this stuff happens. This happens. And I'm not discounting how scary it is in this moment, because honestly, I'm feeling some panic too. I'm not saying that I'm not. The real question is, what do you do with that panic and that anxiety and that fear? How do you keep yourself from making impulsive decisions in the midst of that panic and fear? And the simple answer to that question is you wake up every day and you do the thing that you were born to do. Now, let me say this to you. I enjoy looking at crypto charts. I enjoy trying to figure out where the market is going. But crypto is not the thing that I was born to do. Crypto is not my mission in life. Crypto is a tool. And so when something goes wrong with the tool, my life is not over. when the tool is having this tool is having a correction. Not my purpose, not my identity, not my mission in life, definitely not my peace at night, my joy in the morning, or my love during the day. You get up and you do the thing that you were born to do. What I want to talk to you about in a soon coming video is how to discover the thing that you were born to do. And if you can discover that and identify that and focus your life on growing in that thing, then the next question is, how are your crypto profits going to empower that? Honestly, if you got more money to invest in the crypto market, and so I say all that to say, the sun will come out tomorrow. I don't know how long this is going to last. Maybe a week, maybe a couple choppy weeks, maybe even a month. It doesn't matter. The market is sound. The structure is sound. The bull structure of this market is intact. I don't believe that the bull run is over. For Bitcoin, probably. For the rest of the altcoins, not by a long shot. It's only just beginning. So I'm not going to run and hide like I did in March of 2020. Sorry, just not. I'm going to see this as the opportunity of a lifetime. But the opportunity of a life. But I heard a wise man say that the opportunity of a lifetime must be grasped within the lifetime of that opportunity. So let's work together. Let's get her done. Keep your head up. Sleep in peace. Wake in joy. Walk in love. And with that being said, this is Cryptogenic signing out.